Hello everyone and welcome. Today I would like to talk about why chain assignment of a list object is a bad idea in Python. This expression here, variable equal to object, is an assignment. Critically, this equal symbol means assignment. It means assign an instance, which is the object of a class, to a reference name, which is a variable. Now, I will talk about object and variable in some details. If you like, please feel free to pause the video to read the information here. Here, when you have an expression like x equal to 100, in Python, there are two steps involved. First, Python creates an integer object, also known as instance, with a value of 100 in memory. Second, Python assigns a variable, also known as symbolic name or reference name x, to point or bind to the object in memory. You may use the id function to know the identity of an object, which is like the object's memory address. And because integer is immutable, so if you create another integer 100, we can reuse the same memory address to store the object because it's not going to change during the lifetime. Here is a chained assignment. It means the references m and n point to the same integer object with a value of 3. And here, if you assign the reference m to a new object 4, in Python it creates another integer object with the value of 4 and assign the m reference to point to the new object. Because a new object was created, the n reference still points to the same old object with a value of 3. And the m reference now point to a new object or a new memory address that store that object. So you can check using ID and see it has a new memory address, while the n still point to the old memory address here. Here, if you use a chain assignment to a list, it tends to be quite problematic. Let me explain. Because a list is mutable, which means it changes during its lifetime. Therefore, two lists like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, they may have initial identical value, but you need different memory addresses to store them. And you can see the example here. And then when you do a chain assignment, both x and y are point to the same memory address of this list 1, 2, 3 here. Because x and y are merely references, therefore when you modify, let's say, the first item of the list object, it also can be seen in y, since y is still pointed to the same list instance. So that's why you do not want to do chain assignment, because y is completely redundant here. If you want to get an object's value by its identity, here's some technical details that you can try. Here are some final key takeaways. First, if you want to do a chain assignment to a list object, this is generally a bad idea because the B is completely redundant. Rather, you want to assign them independently so you can modify the two objects the reference point to independently as well. And this 1, 2, 3 the second 1, 2, 3 are actually two different objects stored in two different memory addresses with identical initial values. In contrast, you want to do a chain assignment to an integer object. That's good because A will point to a new object when you update the object's value as seen here. So that's it. Hope you find this video to be useful. Please stay tuned for more videos and hope to see you next time. Goodbye.